Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the I Fox Juice podcast. I'm your host, Juice. I'm here with my co-host, Reen. What's happening?
Not much. Yay, we have a fight to talk about. A fight card.
Yeah, fight card. We have many fights to talk about. Many fights. This is gonna be it's gonna be interesting. I'm trying to think. I mean, this might be the best card of the year so far, right?
I think so. I was thinking about that earlier. I'm like, damn, they put all their cards on this one.
I mean, we have Jon Jones and Santos to look forward to next month, but there's going to be some crazy fights on that one. But I feel just from bottom to top, this one may be even more stacked from what I've seen.
Right, and there's some, fighters on this card that are trying to get to that spot, the title fight spot. So, I mean, there's some, meaningful fights. They all mean something, but you know what I mean? Like, they're really trying to get something. Yeah, I was looking at it earlier and I'm like, fuck. I was just eyeing Jessica. Yeah, she's on this. I was really looking at the Ferguson Cerrone fight, but yeah, just looking at it from top to bottom, like, all right, cool. Yeah, this is fucking stacked.
It's gonna be fun. And we're gonna get into that in just a second, but we gotta do a little review. So let's start with that.
What review of what?
Let's just Let's start again. We're gonna go over our review. Yeah, there was some fights last week. I mean, we only covered 2 for you guys, and we're talking off air. Reen hadn't seen much, but she caught up with the important stuff. I'm trying to remember our picks. I know we went Landsberg and Evinger. I believe I went Evan. Yeah, there's no way I didn't go. Yeah, I know I went with Evinger, but she lost.
Yeah.
Another embarrassing loss. I don't know what it is, man. I wonder if it's just she just doesn't like the UFC, and it's just when you hate your job and you're just going in for a paycheck. I wonder if that's just what it is, because she said for years that she didn't want to be here, and for her to get, Lena, I didn't ever hated Lena Landsberg, and it's not that I thought she was a shitty fighter, but I just didn't think she could perform anywhere near what she did.
Yeah, I was surprised because, I didn't even ask you. I'm like, what? She lost?
Yeah, I didn't watch it live, and I'm like, all right, I got to know what happened with Evinger, man. I was working at the time, so I'm like, I got to know what happened with Evinger, so I snuck off in the back to look at the results, and I was like, what? And I just seen her bloodied up, and then I went home and saw the fight, and it was just like, what's happening to you, girl? She just doesn't seem to have any kind of will. It just reminds me of Strikeforce. No, not even Strikeforce. What is it? Elite XC, Tanya Evinger, back when everyone was clowning on her. And it really just upsets me because I know she must be devastated that she got her big shot in the big stage and she isn't living up to it. But I was a mark for Tanya for a long time. I still am. I still think she's very talented. But for me to try and tell people, oh, yeah, this girl is one of the best bantamweights in the world, no one believes me now, If you've never seen her outside of the UFC, you just think she's a joke.
You think she's just not focused anymore because things going on outside?
I mean, I really don't know. I know she got paid a fuckload for the Cyborg fight, but if I remember correctly, I think it was $100,000. Now, you can't make a life with that. It's not one fight and, it's not McGregor versus Mayweather money where you'd never need to fight again based on one fight. But, I mean, I'm sure she did well. I know she was working construction because, yeah, she just doesn't look the part of the mean-ass, country-ass lesbian. She fucking lives that shit, She was a construction worker. I don't know if she still is, but I wonder if that money took care of her in a way where she's probably yeah, I don't really need that much more money, or she got her goal, what she wanted out of fighting or something. I'm not sure.
Yeah, when she posted that picture of her after the fight, it looked so bad, dude.
Oh, did she post a picture of the cut? I don't think I saw that.
Yeah, she's just, the half of her face is all her head too. Like her hair, it's all bloody and messy, and I'm like, damn, brutal, man.
Yeah. Well, at least Lena lived up to the elbow queen, princess, duchess, fucking nickname of hers. She cut her up with an elbow, and she was really, really mean. You know, she showed a lot of wrestling, which I didn't really think she had. That was kind of my critique of her going into this fight. Like, she does a lot of clinching and some decent hitting, but she's not like this powerhouse, you know?
Yeah, man, that just sucks for Tanya.
Yeah. We're gonna talk about, well, there's only one more fight to talk about that we actually covered, but before we get into the whole the Gustafson Smith fight, just some highlights. The Leonardo Santos fight. I wanted to talk about it. And I mentioned it last week too. I wanted to talk about it, but I just didn't know what to make of him since he'd been off so long. But goddamn, he took 3 years off and he knocked the fuck out of Stevie Ray. I might maintain that's probably one of the prettiest counter punches I've ever seen in my life.
Dude, you sent me the highlight of it. I was like watching it over and over again.
It's amazing, right? Because it's like
it's so pretty.
Like seeing it live, I had no idea that I did not see the results of that one, so I had no idea. So it was kind of a slow-paced fight, and I'm like, okay, I can tell he's looking at counter, And even though I knew that what his game plan was, I did not think it would be that brutal and that quick. You know, it was just like that shot that he led with, he had been doing that a few times, and you could tell he was just looking like, I'm going to catch you. And when he did, goddamn, it was like a bomb went off.
Dude, it was insane, man. And then he left the cage and took off. Like,
He
there
did
he goes. Like, where are you going?
And not his last fight, but his second to last fight before all the injuries, he knocked out Kevin Lee. I don't know if a lot of people remember that. This is when Kevin Lee's always been a hot prospect. And I think at that point, he'd only lost to Iaquinta in his debut. He was on a bit of a streak, and he fucking knocked out Kevin Lee, which nobody expected. And he also ran out of the cage. Did something similar. So I don't know. I don't know if he just gets super excited, or because he's supposed to be a jiu-jitsu guy. I believe he's with Pedernera, so maybe he's just one of these guys that he does all the things he's supposed to in training, but when he gets in the cage, all of a sudden he knocks bitches out, you know?
He's a damn animal. He's like, fuck that. I ain't going to the ground.
One of the most astonishing things to me, too, was in that knockout was he hasn't fought for 3 years. He knocks him out. That's impressive. He one-shot KOs him, and he doesn't even try for a subsequent ground and pound. He had him knocking him, and he's a jiu-jitsu guy. He's not this knockout artist. And you could tell as soon as he landed, like, this dude's done. And he didn't even jump on him. I was like, damn, dude, that's a guy with some fucking balls. That's a dude with some confidence. That's like some, I've seen people do that. People like Mark Hunt, people with like high-level K1 striking. And this dude's doing it as a fucking jiu-jitsu guy. I'm like, damn, this guy's got otherworldly kind of power.
Yeah, it was so pretty. That's all I gotta say. Like, it's just so pretty. That poor guy.
Oh, another poor guy, Jimmy Manawa. Man.
Oh, sorry for laughing.
That shit was bad, man. For those who, I'm sure everyone must know about this, but he got head kicked into oblivion and subsequently retired.
That was brutal, but I don't know, man. I think, did we briefly talk about it? His losing streak, and he still got a job.
Well, you said that last week. You're like, yeah, people are mad and I was like, why? Like, because he still has a job, because he's like in a 3-fight losing streak. And I kind of just chalked it up to like, man, light heavyweight sucks, yeah, but it's not hard to get knocked out in that division, especially with him taking on Ozdemir, Santos, he's taking on some animals.
Yeah.
But this guy, I mean, clearly he's talented, and I think 99.9% of human beings would not survive that kick that was thrown. I mean, good. I think it's good that he retired. I think he was I yelled out when I saw his age. He was 39. I was like, damn, he just doesn't look the part, It's like, but still, that's a lot. That's not young, and I know he's got some miles on him.
Well, since that Anthony Johnson, Rumble knockout,
yeah,
he's been knocked out like brutally. I mean, almost every fight except for the Yan fight. Every fight was a KO.
Well, the ones that he lost, right? Because I mean, he had. Remember, he's still. I mean, it's one of those things you got to take it like you give it, man. Because when he knocked people out, he knocked them fucking dead. I mean, remember the OSP knockout or the Corey Anderson one where he literally just felt like a board.
Yeah.
But when he got knocked out, it was brutal as well,
Yeah, so it's just time to hang it up. He was getting up there in age, and just I think like Rumble really changed his life. Oh,
Well,
Jesus Christ.
remember, he got knocked out by Gus before that, and then they became friends and started
Yeah,
training after that. That was one of those things like, well, that was his first loss, too much too soon kind of thing. It was a good learning experience, but then yeah, Rumble knocked him out, and then Santos, Ozdemir, all that.
yeah. So
I
insane, man.
I still remember when Ozdemir knocked him. I mean, we were there, when Ozdemir. That was, especially that it was like in 30 seconds. I was like, nah. I was so excited for that fight, and I was even slightly disappointed when it ended because I'm like, man, I thought that was gonna be a good ass like 3-round fight, and it ended in like a minute.
Yeah, so sad, but it was a good decision.
Yeah, Nick Hine decided to retire too. I did not see that fight in full disclosure. I know he lost. Yeah, I believe he got TKO'd. I think I did see that much. I saw a little bit of the highlight, but he's also up there in age. I know he was a cop. I don't know if he still is. I know he was a cop in Germany. And I heard someone somewhere say that he's a model or an actor in Germany too.
Damn.
Yeah, I don't know how big he is over there, but one of the other guys on the card, Makwana Murakami, I found out he's a male model too. It's just I
Damn.
find it funny because he's I guess he's Kurdish, but living in Finland and all that, just not what you'd imagine. He is a good looking guy though. I can say that even as a straight man.
I wonder what the UFC's thinking, like having 3 fighters just retire like that.
Well, I mean, it's just weird timing. I think. I remember there was a stretch like a couple of years ago, maybe 3 or 4 years ago, where in every event for like a month, somebody retired. At least one person retired. Some guys were even young. Some guys were like 25 too, retiring. But I mean, it just happens. I don't know what else to
Crazy.
put to it.
And they're all in the same division, aren't they?
No, Nick Hines a welterweight, but well, the other guy to retire was Gustafsson. We'll get into that now.
Yeah.
Gustafsson lost to Anthony Smith, 4th-round submission. It was kind of a slow paced fight. It was good. It was just kind of slow, and then when Smith decided to push on the gas, he just took it to Gustafsson. But yeah, this was Gus's second loss in his hometown, and I guess he just took it real hard. I remember when Rumble knocked him out back in the day in Stockholm, I think he said he wanted to retire after that one, but it wasn't immediately in the cage from what I remember. I think it was like in an interview like a week later. So I don't know. I mean, what do you make of it, Rain? Do you think it's just a good call to call it? I mean, he's what, 31, 32 maybe?
He hasn't been feeling it for a while. And if your heart's not in it like that, then why? Especially if he just got married, right? They had that proposal in the cage. Did he have his baby? Did they have a kid? I don't remember,
I
man.
think he has a kid. Yeah, I think, yeah.
So, I mean, if you're not all in, then yeah, walking away is probably a good idea.
Do you think Jon Jones fucked him up? And I don't mean physically. I mean the fact that he had that first fight, which is one of the best title fights in MMA history, one of the best fights in MMA history. Yes, I'll say it. It's better than Rory Lawler too. Fuck all y'all. Still don't get it. But anyway, having that fight and then DC versus him, that was one of my favorite fights ever too. And then having such a shitty performance in the rematch against Jon Jones and then losing in his hometown. You think could it be a thing of just like he's hating life right now because of how it's turned out lately?
It's possible, man, and he probably didn't expect to lose to Smith. I bet that whole arena was just surprised.
I wonder if it's also a thing of because he said months ago, I think when they first announced the fight, like if I lose to Smith, I have no place here. Like he was basically insulting him, like this dude's not even on my level. Like if I lose to him, it's because something's wrong.
Right. Yeah. So that's tough, man. He's been teeter-tottering, so it sucks. But I mean, what are you gonna do? Even if you win that fight, it's possible you might have to meet up with Jon Jones again, or you might not because nobody wants to see it. They can't make money off of that.
Yeah. Well, it was like we were saying, like the winner of this fight, what does it really do? But it is good that Smith. Smith wasn't really the favorite, but it is better that Smith won because now we see that Smith is actually good. He didn't just get lucky with his title shot. And as we said before, like if there was a case to be made of one of these guys fighting Jon Jones again, it's more Smith because he only lost to him once. And at least you could go back to that. He got hit with an illegal strike.
Yeah, he has that going on. I guess he broke his hand during that fight too, so I wonder how long he's going to be out for.
Yeah, I didn't take a good look. I kind of skimmed the picture, but yeah, it did look kind of bad from what I saw.
Yep. Ugh. I think they posted a picture of him with surgery. They had like a little medal. Was it his? I can't remember, but
I don't think anyone else broke their hand lately, so it probably was him.
it looks so gross, man. It was all opened up.
Yeah, I mean, they don't call him Lionheart for a reason, you know. Dude is tough, and it's cool to see. It seems like the MMA community is kind of he's growing on people, because I remember before and after the Jon Jones fight, people were just hating on him, like, how does this bum get this title shot? And it's like, dude, like, I understand if you don't think he's gonna win, but let's see what the performance, let's see what he does. And I know he didn't do much, but still, like, I still give him credit for not giving up, for not taking the easy way out with the disqualification and shit. And it looked like he tried at least for like a round or two, and then Jon Jones does Jon Jones things.
Yeah, good for him though. I mean, he's a family man. He's doing really well at the desk and whatnot. So people are getting to know his, that side of him, not just, the fighter in the cage. So hopefully that will help out and he'll get that title shot again. Because I'm sure he'll want to get that back and perform better and give it to Jones or that illegal knee.
And I gotta give him respect too. I love what he said about. Did you see his comments to Luke Rockhold and Corey Anderson?
No, what happened? Oh, shit.
He said, obviously he's got beef for Rockhold, and I think Anderson said something like, "Just why is this guy ranked above me when I beat so many guys?" And he said, "Now you guys got to earn a shot at me."
Nice. I love it. The shit talk.
Well, and so many people were giving him shit. That was another thing with Jon Jones. Like, well, how is he not talking shit after the picograms and all the crazy shit that Jon has done? It's like, well, he's not that guy. But I think seeing that everyone has been counting him out this past few months with Jon, with Gus, it's like, now he knows, like, I belong here. He probably believed the same thing too. He probably was like, man, maybe I did get a little bit lucky with some of these guys. He was just trying to make the most of it. But now, with his performances, especially with Gus, you see that he's up there.
Yeah, Gus is still in the rankings too, by the way. So
yeah, I think give it like a week. That's the one thing I was gonna say. I'm like, it seems like the MMA community is pretty. Maybe Manawa not so much with Gus. Like, man, if this is for real, this sucks. But the one guy that must be ecstatic right now is Rakic, the guy that knocked out Manawa, because he's for sure gonna jump up after knocking out Manawa. But now he's got one less person to worry about with Gus. So instead of moving 3, 4, 5 spots up, he's probably gonna move like 7 spots up.
Yeah.
Less people in the division.
Yeah, Jimmy's not there. Rakic is rank 11 now. So interesting.
Yeah, he was nowhere even in the picture. So yeah, that's good.
Nope. He's above Walker.
Yeah, so. I mean, what's his name? Misha Serkinov's a good opponent, but yeah, Mana was way more accomplished than him.
Yeah, so interesting. I mean, DC's still in the rankings too. So.
Yeah, I don't know about that one.
Like, start moving these people around, man.
Yeah, because I would say, like, well, he was champ, but he let go of the belt, and then he fought Lewis. He already had another fight at heavyweight, so we know that. And he's gonna fight Miocic again, so it's like, come on, dude. I don't think he's gonna move down anytime soon.
If I was a fighter, I'd be like, come on, get these motherfuckers out of here, man. I want to be on the spot somewhere, like. Change my NR, not rank, to like give me a number, give me something.
Yeah. We're gonna talk about another fight. It was a boxing fight this weekend that we decided not to cover because I didn't give my people a chance.
Because you're racist.
Yeah, well, we already all know that. Jesus.
Oh my God.
And I can actually say my people because as has been the debate this week, Andy Ruiz is a Mexican American. He is a pocho, as am I. He is a Mexican American. I'm not going to be mad if you call him Mexican. The people that want to claim him as only American, y'all are fools. But yeah, man, just to me, I guess I'm only bringing it up because he's a heavyweight. You're not going to find a real Mexican heavyweight, man. They don't exist. They're just smaller people. It's all the genetically modified and processed food here that we're able to get that fucking big. So thank you, Burger King.
I think he kind of mentioned that on the interview he had with Jimmy Kimmel.
What?
That it's rare that we're this big.
Well, and as you see, I mean, I was watching this fight with my girlfriend. She knew. I'm sure she knows Joshua, but she knew nothing about Ruiz. I barely knew anything about him, but she was just like, God, look at the difference, the size difference between them, and she thought that Ruiz was like 5'10". I'm like, no, he's 6'2". Like he's a bit. She's like, damn. I guess especially how round he is. I'm like, no, he's a big dude. The thing is, Josh was like 6'6". I mean, he's cut up, so it just looks ridiculous. But
oh yeah, when I saw the face off, I'm like, is this for real? Is this really happening?
yeah,
Because he just towered over him. I'm like, okay, this looks like a huge mismatch. And I had no idea what he was capable of. I didn't know that he was with the Olympic boxing team. I had no idea.
Reese was.
Yeah, he was with the Olympic boxing team. Mexican
God
Olympic.
damn.
Yeah, I had no idea he had all these credentials.
I knew he'd fought Parker, forgetting his first name, New Zealand guy. Joshua fought him, and they had kind of like a boring fight. Parker's good, but Reese lost him, and that's what everyone said. Like, well, he's had one big fight and he lost, so they couldn't. A lot of people didn't know what to make of it, as did I. But yeah, it was just amazing. He's so awkward, like he's fast and has good cardio, way better than Joshua. And that is the one thing I could say is like I wasn't as surprised as others that he gassed. It was just, well, you thought that guy would gas eventually too. It would look like one of those things like if it gets past the 6th round, this is gonna get real sloppy. And even in the 7th round, it was kind of sloppy, but man, he hit him fucking hard, man. And
the speed he had for that, the size.
Yeah.
It's crazy, but yeah, he was mentioning that he's been fighting since he was 7 years old. His dad got him into boxing at a very early age. And since he was so big, he had to fight older kids.
Oh yeah.
He was fucking up the older kids because he had no opponents his size. So yeah, I had no idea. I was like, damn, that's fucking cool.
Yeah, he's and I know, I mean, for those that don't follow boxing, here's what the crazier thing. I know if you're kind of like a casual observer, I'm sure you know that there's all kinds of belts, but here's the thing. Joshua was the guy. I know you probably know about Deontay Wilder and Tyson Fury. Keep in mind, Tyson Fury, yeah, although he's undefeated, he's not the champion. He's not a champion of anything. Deontay Wilder has one belt. But Joshua is the one that had all the belts, all the important belts except for Deontay's, he had. So Ruiz is basically like the number one guy right now, like by default. That's the crazy thing. Like as far as the rankings and whatnot go, Ruiz is above him. Maybe not in accomplishments, but as far as the titles and the win, this ranks him above all of them.
That's insane. He took all 4 of his belts, right?
I think it was 3.
3?
Like I said, I think Wilder still has 1. I think there's 4 big belts and Wilder has 1, so he took 3.
Dude, what an amazing story! Because he came on 6 weeks' notice because the other dude, I forgot his name, he failed
Big
3.
Baby.
Yes, Big Baby. He failed 3 drug tests.
He didn't reign. Remember, they only put that on him because he's black. Man, I hate that kind of shit, but with him, I kind of gave him props because I'm like, damn, dude, you're sticking with that shit, huh? This is the equivalent of getting caught cheating on camera and straight up pulling a Shaggy that wasn't me.
That shit's so funny. I guess Ruiz actually knows him.
Oh, I'm sure.
And then Jimmy Kimmel's like, well, did you thank him for failing all those drug tests? You guys just pull it up. It's on YouTube. He had an interview with Jimmy Kimmel. So you'll know a little bit more about him. And then his dad was in the crowd too. So it was pretty cool to see him on Jimmy Kimmel.
I know those belts and those upset and just being counted out, all that shit means the world to him. But to me, the thing I'd be psyched about is the fact that he's going to live in GIF and meme history. That celebration jumping around after the fucking end of the fight, man, that shit, If I dare you to watch that and not, you could be the most depressed person in the world. Watch that GIF, and I dare you to not smile.
Yeah, he had to finish that fight because just going through Twitter, I was like, damn, Joshua was actually ahead of the scorecards, even though he had all those knockdowns. It's fucking insane, man. Just how
Yeah,
boxing is.
that's boxing for you. And then for those, I wonder if people were thinking about this because I didn't even know about this rule until a few months ago. I've noticed people done it, but I didn't really put two and two together. So if you noticed in the fight too, he after every time he knocked him down, he would run to a corner. A lot of people may not know this, but that's a rule in boxing. The official rule is the referee's not supposed to start the count until you're in a corner. You if you not drop somebody and you're just standing over them and trying to talk shit and mean mug and doing all that Muhammad Ali shit like in that classic poster, the referee's not supposed to start counting. You're supposed to get the fighter away and in a neutral corner until you actually start to get on the count. So that's why every time he dropped me, he just ran to a corner and just like start counting. Come on, come on. Like, that dude was in it to win, man. He wasn't in there admiring his work. He wasn't in there like, oh shit, I did it, I did it. He's like, I dropped him. Get your ass to the other corner so they can start counting.
There was like a video of Joshua. He was in his corner. He was saying something like, I feel weird or something's going on with me, or he was telling his coach that. Like, was something really wrong with him?
I skimmed something. I didn't read it, but I don't know if it was like some Instagram video or who he talked to, but it sounds like he got dropped in sparring. I don't know if that was like the week before. I don't know if this was throughout camp. I don't know if this happened on more than one occasion. I don't know if it was severe or if it was just like he felt dizzy and took a knee type thing. But I mean, I know you're not really supposed to take head damage like that, but I gotta imagine Ruiz probably got really hurt too. You know, a lot of fighters in general are kind of knuckleheads, and they're gonna train kind of dumb, especially some of the older school ones. But in boxing, it's rare that you get guys that are like, take care of your head and don't take damage. You know, there's a lot of guys that go in there and just go to war because they don't know any other way. And even high level guys, like I'm sure Terrence Crawford, the way he fights, there's no way he takes it easy in sparring, you know?
Right. Yeah. I guess there's going to be a rematch because of the rematch clause that he has, right, in his contract.
Yeah, that was the thing. Yeah. Yeah. And I mean, being a champion and all that, I mean, I guess it happens. It's always just like insurance. But I
Yeah.
don't know. I kind of want to see Ruiz against Wilder or Fury just because fuck it, why not? You know, because I feel for sure that would force Joshua to take a big fight because now everyone's going to come after him, you know?
Right.
You're not going to take all these tuna fights. Like, oh, God, I have to rant here just for a second. Goddamn Brendan Schaub. And a lot of these people, Stephen A. Smith and all these motherfuckers that were appalled and were shocked and I mean, shocked is not the right word because we're all shocked, but they were appalled and disgusted and sickened with boxing and the sport because these giant fights got taken away. It's like, well, Joshua should have fought him already, man. This is the fucking problem with boxing that we always gotta wait for shit. Like this is the thing that we're always worried about. Like they're gonna lose one day. And it's rare that like Canelo Triple G was one of the better ones because Canelo didn't lose. Triple G was still looking okay, and everybody wanted it. You know, Canelo wasn't undefeated, but Triple G was, and Canelo's only loss was to Mayweather, so nobody really cared. But that one had the right amount of anticipation. But these, like, dude, they're heavyweights. Anything can happen.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. Man. I like. I really like it when like hype trains and shit. It gets derailed. You know, I love these like feel good stories like the underdog like
Yeah.
coming out with it and then the people getting pissed off like it was relatively quiet in the morning, you know, with the UFC fight going on and then yeah, people were kind of sad that Gus retired and this and that and next thing you know it like exploded because of this fight and like Twitter was lit. It was so interesting, man.
It's funny because you know so many people. I guarantee you, especially with MMA fans, there's so many of them that only follow MMA and maybe jujitsu. You know, it seems like that's a thing with some of them, but I think we're kind of the exception that we follow, not just MMA. you follow jiu-jitsu a little bit more than me, but we follow Muay Thai avidly, kickboxing, and then boxing too. I'm sure there's people who barely knew who Joshua was, but just seeing the little thing of the size difference, the body difference, like what the fuck? I mean, it was some world star shit, man. That's some shit you see on YouTube,
Yeah, right?
fat motherfucker takes out big hulking black guy type thing.
Yeah. Damn,
Yeah,
man.
that's what was crazy about it. Like it was a viral video, but it was an actual high level, boxing match.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess like Ruiz like sparred with Andre Arlovsky, so there's that MMA connection too.
Hmm.
So
And
yeah.
Arlovsky's got, well, he's got a hand. He's got a right hand because he doesn't use his left. But hey,
Yeah.
got to take it where fuck it. Big shot's a big shot.
Yeah. So interesting. Good for him. I want to see more of it. Mix it up at the top.
All right, so we're gonna get into our preview right now. Before I start with UFC, there's an Invicta card going on this week. I hope you guys are paying attention. This is supposed to be a good card. It's headlined by Deanna Bennett and Karina Rodriguez. I was gonna say Carolina. That's on the other card. Karina Rodriguez, the Mexican, of course. I'm gonna go with her. And just the fact. Okay, there's two things. I think a lot of Mexicans have a thing with Argentinians. I'm not a fan, but Deanna Bennett, god damn, she gets on my nerves. If you guys want, we're gonna talk about a lot of cringy shit right now with Ferguson and and Cejudo. But if you guys have never seen Deanna Bennett's interviews, god damn, she makes me shudder. She's so cringy. She's fucking and she's not exactly fun to watch either. So I'm really hoping she loses here, man. But good fights. My girl, Alessia Zapatella, did an interview with her a few weeks ago. She's fighting Vivian Pereira, who came in overweight, and Alessia threw some shade at her, I think properly so. Katharina Lenner, who's the tattooed German chick who was on the Ultimate Fighter. She's kind of hot, but she's fighting Lisa Spangler. That's that Lisa Spangler. She's very good. That should be a good one too. Caitlin Young, for the hardcore women's MMA fans, she's been in the game forever. Knocked out Misha Tate back in the day. Still one of the all-time highlights in women's MMA history. And then Loma Lukbunmi. She's a she's a legit Thai fighter. She's only 2-1, but man, she's exciting as hell. This should be a good fight. She's fighting Monique Azevedo. So you guys got UFC Fight Pass still? I don't know how many of you do, but if you do, check it out.
Nice. Are they exclusively fighting in like Kansas? Is that their home?
That is like the headquarters of Invicta, yeah. But they go to different spots here and there. I mean, I covered an event here. It was in Costa Mesa. I think the last time they traveled was I think they went to Lemoore over there,
Okay.
Tachi Palace. That's like
Okay.
Central California. I think that's the last time they went out. But they've gone to Texas, Iowa, a few. I think they went to Oklahoma once. They've been to like 4 or 5 states. I wish they'd come back to SoCal. I'd dig that, man.
Yeah, if they come out here, that'd be dope if I can go to that one.
Hell yeah. Oh yeah, and if they go to NorCal, man, I got to go to NorCal too. I mean, I know there's a lot of shit going on down here, but I love
Yeah.
NorCal too, so I should make it up there one day.
Oh, Bellator fight?
Yeah, especially with those,
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so there's a lot of fights to cover. So we're gonna get right into it, but I want to do a quick little segment. I'm just gonna call it "Fuck, Marry, Kill." There's 3 fights on here that I wanted to cover, but I'm just gonna get a quick little take of these 3 fights. Green, fuck, Marry, Kill. What would you take? Calderwood, Shakagian, Lamas, Cater, and Tuivasa Ivanov.
Oh my god, they're all 3. Oh my god.
That's the
All
whole point of
3
this
are
game is that
good.
they're all supposed to be good. Yeah.
Okay. Calderwood and Chukugian. I gotta see what happens here, man.
So is that fuck, Marry, or kill?
Mary.
Marry. Okay, who would you fuck?
Fuck.
Literally. This is where it counts.
Llamas.
Okay, so you'd have to kill Tuivasa and Ivanov.
Yeah, sorry.
I'm gonna agree with killing Tuivasa Ivanov. Um,
These are all good fights, by the way. I like them all.
you know what? I wanted to, I wanted to have some dissension, and I was gonna say I'll marry Lamas and Cater, but Calder with Shikagan, man, that's just Calder was such a good grappler. Now, I wonder if she could get a hold of Shikagan, and then if it stays standing, I mean, that should just be fun. Lam-
Right?
Lamas and Cater is kind of like the same dynamic, but I feel like there's a possibility that may be boring, and I feel like there's very low possibility that Calderwood Shikagan's boring. So I'm just gonna agree with you there too. So fuck Calderwood, marry Lamas, and kill the Tuivasa fight.
Yeah, especially the Calderwood fight because that would put her right. Yeah, Chukugian's ranked number 2, so that would probably put her in line for the belt.
Yeah, she just lost to Jessica I, and a lot of people debate whether that was even an actual loss. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, so she's gone down very little in the rankings. So yeah, this
Yeah,
this one it's the first fight on the card, so it's just going to be interesting to see. I mean, the winner of this fight is almost certainly going to be the next contender. So
right. And she just fought in January, so quick
again,
turnaround.
Calderwood, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Calderwood.
I mean, she beat Lipsky for God's sakes, you know.
Yep, yep. So damn, man, good for her. She's getting all these fights. Before she was like begging for fights. She needed the fight because she needed the money.
Oh, that's right. She got pissed because she wanted to train in Canada, and look at her now. She's here in America. She's in Vegas, and she's in an awesome camp. So,
Yeah, fucking like this turnaround is amazing. So I'm definitely rooting for her.
and then I remember there was like a year where she kept getting injured, and I think she had like some mental or personal problems, you know. And like, look at her now.
Yeah, I forgot which fight it was, but she was really counting on that bonus, and I think Dana White took care of her.
Mm.
So
Well, that's some good news, I guess. Yeah,
yeah, he did that at least. So, but
yeah,
yeah, good for her making changes and yeah, got this big fight lined up.
yeah. But we're gonna get into the meat of it. We're gonna get started with the prelims with Carolina Kovalevich against Alexa Grasso, who just Bleed MMA says he wants to lick her asshole. So that's
What?
oh yeah. I don't know if you've heard it too
I
much,
didn't.
but anytime Alexa Grasso comes up, he goes, Alexa Grasso, I wanna lick your asshole.
Oh my god.
Yeah, he likes her apparently. But enough talk of that. We're gonna talk about the actual fights. This is man, this is such a heart wrenching fight, man.
Yeah.
Grasso, I don't know. Grasso and Aldana, those are my girls, man. But Grasso was so promising, and I don't know how promising she is now. It seems like Aldana kind of has more upside. Grasso gets hurt so often. I mean, it's been, I think, over a year since she's fought, or close to a year since she's fought. And then Kovacevic, she didn't look so good in the Michelle Watterson fight. I wonder if she had. It seems like the Andrade knockout really fucked with her.
I think so too, man. Would you be normal again? Like getting like knocked out like that? I mean, as she was going down, she was getting hit again.
Yeah, I mean, I guess the good thing is in
Brutal.
the Watterson fight. I mean, I know it went to a decision and everything, but she didn't take a lot of like damage. You know, Watterson's
Uh-huh.
not exactly a knockout hitter, but Grasso has knocked a few girls out. I mean, I don't know if that's gonna come out again, but I
Yeah.
think they have such a similar style. I think it's just gonna be so much. I think it's gonna be a brawl. Honestly, I think it's just gonna be. They're both gonna step forward and just charge in with punches. It's so hard to know. I think they're like in the exact same spot. It's like the winner of this will show like they still got it, and the loser's like who the fuck knows.
Well, especially KK, because I mean, if she loses another fight, she would be in a 3-fight losing streak. She'll be on that path, which
Yeah,
would be really bad for her because I mean, to fall that far, you know what I mean?
coming into the UFC undefeated, fighting Joanna,
Hmm.
and then look at this now.
Yeah. So she really needs this. So I think she will take it to her. So, but man, it just sucks. I love KK too. But I mean, if hopefully, she's on point with her weight, it won't be a tough cut or anything like that. She just fought in March, so she's, hopefully she just kept everything going and she's ready to go. So I mean, I'm rooting for KK. My pick is KK.
Let's see if Grasso's weight is on point because I think there was at least one time in Invicta where she missed weight. I don't think it was by much, and it usually happens with Invicta anyway. But it's been a while since she's fought, so if she's on there, if you're going with KK for once, I'm gonna I'll probably do a mistake now since I didn't go with Ruiz last week. I have by obligation I have to go with Grasso. So yeah, I'm gonna go with Grasso decision, I guess, but it's not gonna be easy. I expect these to be one of those split decisions. Like first round is clearly this girl, second round is clearly this girl's, and the third round is just like 50-50, just flip a coin.
Yeah, it's a good fight though.
Yeah.
Damn.
And that's just the first fight that we're covering anyway. And next one, Pedro Munoz and Aljamain Sterling.
Woo!
I don't know how much analysis I can bring into this. I think most people know by now that I'm not an Aljo fan. I'm not going to go for him. I'm a big Munoz fan. So I'm going Munoz here. Yeah. I will say that Sterling did look impressive, and he definitely improved. You could tell in his last fight with Jimmy Rivera. But Munoz, man, I mean, I know Cody. Everyone's saying that Cody Garbrandt has like a glass chin now because of that. But man, I mean, people got to give Munoz credit for the damage that he took. He took it, and he still knocked him out.
Right, and he retired Caraway.
Well, did he? I know he got cut, but I don't know if Caraway did he actually retire too? Is that another one?
I think he got cut, but I mean, come on, he hasn't fought since. So bye.
Yeah, but Caraway, there's been times where he didn't fight for like a year and a half and shit. Like he's not active,
Okay, then he kicked him out of the UFC at least then. He has some kind of credit for that, right?
If you say so.
Yeah, this is interesting because they're both on a 3-fight win streak right now. They're either ranked 3 or number 4. They both have this BJJ background. They're both fucking, bangers. So,
okay. Wait. Well, first, who are you going for?
I gotta go with Pedro.
Okay. I as I said, I am too. Now, my only question is submission or knockout, because I don't think this goes to decision.
Oh, I don't think so either.
Because I can easily see Aljamain getting knocked out. Because obviously we see Pedro fucking can rock him. Yeah. But also, I can see Aljamain going for a weird takedown and getting guillotines in the process.
Right. I think it'll be a knockout. I have a feeling it'll be a knockout with this. He has so much power, man. And he's had like 2 knockouts in the last 3 fights, I think, for Munoz. So
yeah, I'm just gonna go with submission, kind of one, just because I kind of want to see it. I know it won't be easy, but I just have a feeling that Aljamain's not going to stand in the pocket and start trading with him if he gets hurt. So I think he's going to get hurt and probably just, dive in for a panic takedown and just can run right into a guillotine.
True. Yep.
So, all right. At least we have some dissension there, at least as far as the finish. So, man, it seems like they just get better and better the more we go up. So, Tatiana Suarez versus Nina Ansaroff.
Oh my God. What are they doing? What the fuck? They did really well with this card, man.
It's overwhelming. It's overwhelming just talking about it now. I can only imagine on fight night. But
I already know my pick.
I do. I have my pick too. I mean, okay. I'll let it out of the bag. So I'm really trying to find ways for Nina to win. And given her team, I know she's gone, I know there's no way she has not been training wrestling. I saw an interview with her where she was saying basically like my last 3 opponents have been pretty decent grapplers. So I've been training wrestling for like over a year now. She even said, I think she said in the interview that she has bruises on her ass from just getting taken to the mat and getting back up, and maybe TMI, but interesting to hear, I guess. And the thing is, Androv is very strong. She's very strong. She's very big for the division. But it's not just Tatiana's wrestling. It's also that she's big and strong. That
Yeah.
doesn't help.
Uh-huh. Yeah. She's been doing it since she was a kid.
The
The wrestling, and that's gonna be tough, man. I mean, if Nina can keep her on the outside, then maybe she can use her, taekwondo background. But good luck, man.
Nina also has Nunes in her corner. I mean, obviously it's her girlfriend, but
Hmm.
Nunes is a legit black belt. And the thing is, like, Suarez is pretty good at submission. She submitted a few girls, but that's not where she's gonna go. As we saw with the Esparza fight, she could just beat the fuck out of you for 3 rounds. And that's the thing is, like, maybe I can see Anzarov surviving some choke attempts, some submissions. I don't know how she's gonna survive the onslaught of ground and pound.
Yeah, I think I see her getting mauled, and it sucks because I love Nina,
Me too.
but I just have a feeling that yeah, she's gonna have a rough night.
And I know Suarez. I mean, still on the feet, she has obviously a really good chance. But Nina, I just haven't seen enough of her to. I mean, I've seen her knock a girl out, and I know she's strong, but I haven't seen her throw some wild shit that can actually catch her coming in.
Yeah, yeah, it's just crazy, man. Like Tatiana, she's had 5 finishes and only 2 decisions as a pro. She's finishing girls,
Yeah,
and
her,
then you look at Nina, 1 out of 4 finishes in the last, fights. She's on a 4-fight win streak, but she's only had 1 finish. So
her cardio's off the chain, and she's so talented. I mean, the winner of this has to get a title shot, right? I know some people are talking about Michelle, Whaley, and Joanna, but there's no way these girls could get looked over, right?
they, if they do, then we shouldn't be surprised, right?
You know what?
We shouldn't be surprised if Michelle gets over. Yeah, come
The
on.
one girl that I know will be looked over is Whaley, because you know, I mean, I think the best plan of action is Whaley versus Watterson.
Dude.
No,
Woo.
I'm not. Honestly, because it's like, all right, if Watterson wins, that they want that, obviously. But if Whaley
Yeah,
wins, like, well, you have a Chinese contender for the title. You might have your first Chinese champion. That's huge, and we're
right.
going to China later this year.
Yeah, might be a good thing. Especially,
And
I think they're trying to build a PSI out there, performance
yeah,
institute. So
and the thing with Joanna is, like, I'm not saying she should never be champion or don't give her a shot. Obviously, she already beat Andrade, but it's like it hasn't been that long since she hasn't been champion, and we never saw any solid numbers of her of how she is as a draw. I think you can have Joanna fight some random girl. Like, she doesn't even have to be top 5. It could be like a number 8, number 10 girl. It could be the winner of Kovalkovich Grasso. I think if Grasso wins, that'd be a good fight. Um,
how
and
about
she'll probably win that, and then if she wants to be next to her title, well, fuck it, she already beat her. She's kind of up there already.
how about Watterson versus Joanna?
I don't, I don't like that. I don't like that because, I mean, obviously Joanna would be favored to win, and I don't really care about that. But it's like, I don't really see what it does for Joanna. I think Joanna doesn't need. I don't think she needs to have a tough fight right now, especially as she just. And I don't like Joanna. Let's be frank here. I don't like Joanna, but she
Mhm.
just lost against Shevchenko in an upper weight class that she didn't need to take. It's like she was such a dominant champion. If you want to give her an easy fight and then a championship fight, fuck it. I don't have a problem with it. What Watterson does in the meantime, I mean, whatever. But like I said, that's why I think Whaley's a good option. Because if Joanna, see, there's the thing is that if Joanna were to fight Whaley, then that's really gonna knock Whaley back.
Gotcha.
Yeah, so that's why I think with Watterson and Whaley, it's a win-win. Whereas Joanna, she can just fight whoever, and then obviously she's gonna win most likely, and go on the mic and, hey, Jessica Andrade, we got unfinished business, and that fight's there. anytime you want it from there on out.
True. Just from like an entertainment standpoint, I was looking at like Joanna versus Michelle.
It's it's not entertainment, not with you anyway.
No, but I mean that would put her if they did
That's
fight.
sadism.
Well, if they did fight, though, it would be like she would move up to number 4. She's ranked number 7 right now. Watterson is, so that would be interesting. Then I don't think you don't really give a lot of people room to gripe. We still will. We're fucking MMA fans. We do anyways. But you know what I mean? Like it makes more sense.
So who could Whaley fight? That's the girl I really want
Yeah.
to see fight. That's the thing, is that you're gonna give her more and more fights, and then maybe she might lose, maybe she might not. But it's like I do kind of want to see her fast tracked, because it's like I think the talent's there. I don't see anything in her that'd be like, oh well, she's really gonna get her ass kicked. I mean, maybe she will, but it'll just be because Andrade is really that good, not
Yeah.
because Whaley sucks and she wasn't ready.
Well, Whaley versus Claudia.
Well,
Claudia's the name. She was up there.
yeah.
She fought for the belt.
Damn, that's good, man. Goddamn strawweight, man. It's so goddamn fact. We literally could be here all night talking about this.
Seriously.
This is amazing.
So
This is
stacked.
amazing. Yeah, but I can't wait to see what happens to the division. But yeah, so okay, so just to reiterate, get back on track. So we both got Suarez, right?
Yep.
Finish.
I think so. Goddamn mauling.
I'll give Anzarov credit. I think she'll tough it out. I think she can. Yeah, I think she can like maybe kick her off a few times. Probably won't get back up, but at least disrupt her rhythm and her positioning enough to survive the beating.
Right. It's gonna be a good fight. Goddamn.
Oh yeah. Next up, we got Jimmy Rivera and Peter Yan. I'm trying to. No, it's Peter or Petter.
Shit.
I'm trying to find the right way to pronounce Peter, because I heard some Russian guy say it properly, but I forgot now.
Damn, dude. Like, Yan's been asking for a fight. I don't know if you guys follow him on Twitter, but he's been talking shit, man. And here it is. He's back.
But he's fighting Rivera, who's coming off a loss to Stirling. I mean, I hadn't really thought much of this fight, and I actually saw the ESPN Plus thing. They had the UFC Destined. It was pretty cool. But they showed Jan in Thailand, because he trains at Tiger Muay Thai. It was pretty cool. It's I really like that show. For you guys that haven't seen it, they've done a few of them already, but you guys should catch it. Get on ESPN Plus. Episode 1 is out. I'm sure episode 2 will be out by the time this comes out. But it really kind of endeared me to Jimmy Rivera. He's like a teacher at his martial arts school, and he's really close to his uncle. I guess me being an uncle to some of my nephews, I kind of get that connection and stuff. But as far as the fight goes, I think that my only question is, I wonder if Jimmy has enough power to scare off Jan, because I don't know if you can.
Dude, he's an animal, man.
Like Dodson, I know he's not exactly who he once was, but I mean, he's always been known for speed and knockout power, and Jan just didn't respect him.
Not at all. He was in his face, man. That was such a good fight.
I kind of want to say I'm expecting more of the same. Like kind of like a copy of the Dodson fight. What do you think?
I think so, and then a little bit. I think he's going to turn it up a little bit, because now he's getting what he wants.
You don't think Rivera's leg kicks will be a problem? That is the one thing where I'm saying, I'm like, I don't know. I mean, it's hard to land leg kicks when someone's coming forward, but Rivera is a big guy and he does hit hard.
Yeah, this is interesting, man. But I'm gonna go with Yan.
Yeah, me too. Especially him being a Tiger Muay Thai. Like, even if he does take some hard leg kicks, he's gonna start checking him eventually. I mean, I think he has to.
Yeah, it's a fucking animal. He's on a 7-fight win streak right now. Animal, man. He's actually the moderate favorite on the betting line. So.
Oh yeah, I'm sure. Especially with Rivera coming off a loss. I do want to add though, it was interesting watching that UFC Destined. I'd always heard of Tiger Muay Thai, but I hadn't seen too much in depth of their thing. I mean, it is a legit Thai gym, but it's also a big facility, and they have a lot of good, MMA fighters there. So Yeah, as far as I always wondered that. I'm like, is it a Thai gym and they focus way too much on that, and maybe it's not a good thing, or is it just MMA and they barely put Muay Thai in it? But it seems pretty balanced. So, Jan, I kind of see more of a boxer in the way that he throws his strikes sometimes. But if he's there, if he's gonna be there that long, I'm sure his Muay Thai has to be legit at some point.
Yeah, they don't play up there.
Mm-mm, mm-mm. I mean, I know Valentina's. We're going to talk about her in a second too. I know Valentina's gone all over the place, but that was always been one of her main training camps is Tiger Muay Thai. Well, look at her. It
Yeah.
has been for a while. But all right, let's get into this shit. Here's where fucking take your hats off and shoot your guns in the air. Cowboy Cerrone and Tony Ferguson.
What
Fuck.
the fuck? Dude, Cerrone just fought, man. It's so crazy to me.
You know what this is reminding me of?
What's that?
Cowboys fight with Masvidal.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah.
He had a war with Matt Brown the month
Yes,
before. And
yes.
everyone's like, yeah, he's fighting Masvidal. This fight's going to be awesome. And the whole time I'm like, he took some damage in that fight. I know he won, but you don't recover quickly from that. And nobody listened to me.
Yeah, I went with Masvidal too. But
Yeah,
the Cowboy, I was like, okay, good luck. He got dropped big time by Matt Brown.
I mean, he got. Did he get dropped by Quinton? I know he got rocked a few times, at least twice.
That
I
was a
don't remember if he got dropped, but yeah, I mean, he did more of the ass whooping than he took it. But still, man, he's still not a young guy. He's still. And then remember, he fought Hernandez. That was in January, so he's already fought twice this year. He fought Mike Perry like 2 months before. So let's start from November to now June. 7 months, he's already had 3 fights.
insane.
And I know he likes to keep busy, but he's not a young guy. That shit wears on your body. Obviously, that means head damage. Fuck, man. And obviously the elephant in the room, Ferguson and his mental health. Um, I mean that's really scary, and I know he's telling people to shut the fuck up and fuck off about it, which I do respect, but I mean that's scary, especially for like his family. But I mean, you're fighting. You're doing one of the most violent things a human being can do. So any demons that he had or he probably still has, I mean, I don't wish that on anybody. And I've been a Cowboy fan for a while, and it it's gonna I think it's gonna be brutal. But being Mexican, I'm also kind of gonna laugh because Cowboy's a Trump supporter and he's gonna get his ass beat by a crazy Mexican with a white name.
That shit's so funny. Man, he came with this belt. I thought that was cool. Good move.
Ferguson?
Yeah.
Yeah, man. For anyone that does all that cringy shit with champion, dude, he's the only one that's ever
Yes.
done it, and nobody ever talks shit because it's like, you are, dude. You are
Yeah.
the champion.
Yep.
I do not. I know everyone's. That's. I think. Obviously, I was psyched for the Khabib McGregor fight when it happened, and it seems like everyone. I mean, there was so much fuckery going on after the riot and the brawl and all that type of shit. But it seemed like a lot of people had just made peace with like, well, Khabib's the real champ because he beat Conor. I'm like, nope. To me, if he beats Poirier, I will definitely start looking at him like that. And we're gonna talk about that in a second as well. But until he beats Ferguson, I cannot see him as a true champ.
I don't know, man. No. With the 11 fight win streak too. Come on, man.
I know Khabib's undefeated, but as far as the streak goes in the UFC, Ferguson's is still has one on him.
And all the people he fought, all the killers he fought. Come on.
I'm not going to take away anything from Khabib because some of the names he's got are really impressive. Barboza, McGregor, who's you fought. Well, maybe not so much Michael Johnson, but I mean he's taking care of some good guys. But name one person that Ferguson hasn't fought besides McGregor and Khabib. I mean that's it. He's fought everyone else in the division and beat them impressively. So yeah, I got Ferguson second round knockout.
Damn. I have Ferguson too, but I don't know how.
If he darts him, I mean, it's not like I mean, Cowboy's been knocked out and he's been submitted, but it's been a good while since he's been submitted. I'd love to see him tar some. I know
Dude,
it's not gonna be easy though.
and I was thinking that too because I'm like, oh, it's gonna be interesting. 10th Planet black belt versus uh, Elliot Marshall black belt.
Oh, is that who Cowboy got his thing from?
Yeah,
I didn't know that. He was with Greg Jackson for so long. I thought he was one of those Gaido Jitsu guys.
it looks like he got it from like Elliot Marshall. I
Yeah,
think
that's I
he,
think who he first started with when he first got into MMA.
yeah.
They're way back. They go way back in the day.
So yeah, it's gonna be interesting. I'm so glad he's back. Tony's back again.
Yeah, I feel as much as I want him to win, and as much as it'll be funny to see a Trump supporter lose in this fashion, I'm probably gonna feel bad because I don't think it's gonna be.
It
Yeah.
it sucks because I was going for Cowboy in the last fight with Al, and you and what's his name? God, who's guess we had?
I think we had Ant on that week. I don't know if
Yes,
it was after. Oh no, it was before.
it
Yeah, I
was.
think we both went with Iaquinta. Yeah.
Yeah, I was the only one that was riding Cowboy, but riding Cowboy. That sounds really.
Wise
I was riding with Cowboy, but yeah, this time I can't. Sorry. I'm gonna go with
choice.
Tony. Yep.
Wise choice.
10th Planet.
Okay, now we're getting to the pinnacle of women's mixed martial arts, the most looked forward to fight of the year, the one we've all been waiting for. The fucking Shevchenko is gonna fight. Okay, so I'm gonna talk some shit because I'm really just gonna rant and ramble here because yeah, I haven't heard too many in-depth breakdowns, analysis of any of this shit. I'm trying to make something out of nothing. So I'm really trying to give I a chance, and I did. She has crazy self belief, like to an obscene amount, as we can tell with her outfit and some of the shit going on and during the week and fight preparation and all that. Um, she's undefeated in the weight class. That's not. I still think that's a factor that can't be looked over. Her wrestling's gotten better. She's obviously stronger this division. She's willing to exchange, and she can be patient for better or worse. I everything that she's even moderately good at, Shevchenko is leaps and bounds ahead of her. My only question is, and maybe you can answer this, Reen. I don't see I winning this. The only question is it going to be a 49-46, almost nothing happens, 20 strikes are thrown in the entire fight type fight? Or does I get lucky and win like 2 rounds because she actually decides to press some of the action?
Dude, I see it finishing so fast, man. There's levels to this game, and she's not there.
You think I's going to get finished?
I feel like she is. You're going with one of the best fighters in the world. You're going against one of the best fighters in the world.
Shevchenko, it took her what, 9 minutes to finish Priscilla Cachoeira? I know I believe she submitted Pena in the first round, but that was kind of not gonna say it was lucky because it wasn't. It was a lot of skill, but it was kind of by circumstance of getting taken down by Pena.
I know she has this 3-fight win streak going on in the flyweight division. Not that impressive to me. She had like 4 fight. She was on a 4-fight losing streak. She only won the Leslie Smith fight because of that doctor stoppage. That
yeah,
could have been a loss too. And then before that, a split decision loss to Alexis Davis. She doesn't have a really good track record. She may have made improvements, but Valentina's been doing it for a very long time.
well,
In
so has
different,
I, to be fair.
but in different, backgrounds, kickboxing, Muay Thai, like all of it. She almost beat Amanda.
I still don't
I
believe
think,
it. Well, I mean, the fights were close, but I never was in doubt of who won either of the fights.
yeah. So I mean, dude, I don't see her. I don't think this is gonna go the distance. I mean, we've seen Valentina submit people. Go ahead, take her to the ground. Let's see what happens.
I know. I mean, okay. Here's my thing. Um, I know she fought her 3 times before, but Joanna, I believe, is a much more skilled opponent than Jessica. I don't think there's any debate about that. But obviously, she's smaller. Uh, Shevchenko was never really a bantamweight, and maybe Jessica was more of a bantamweight than she was. But still, they're both bantamweights that came down. She's fighting to grow her own size, basically for the first time in a long time. And I don't know. I kind of want to put something on the fact that I changed camps. That she's in Vegas and everything is tailored to her right now. It seems like she's getting along with that, but I cannot. I don't think there's any way that this is exciting in any way. Like I doesn't just flail; she moves forward as she's flailing, and she's not like charging forward. She's just like stepping forward and throwing these ridiculous punches with like no accuracy or form to them. And as far as her kicks, like they're not that powerful and they're not that. But then I've seen fights like the Betch Correia fight where she does like nothing, or the Sarah McMahon fight, and if she does nothing, Shevchenko's gonna do nothing, and it's just gonna be a fucking staring match. And if people complained about the Nunes Shevchenko fight, I'm gonna be honest. The second fight, I didn't really hate it. I thought it was somewhat interesting. It wasn't exciting, but it was some interest. This one is not gonna be interesting.
Yeah.
And I think even if I presses forward and just starts throwing those flailing combos, she's gonna eat a jab or two, and then she's just gonna get stuck there and just do it again and again. But I just don't see a finish. I don't think Shevchenko is gonna have um that type of urgency.
I don't know, man, because I might get desperate and try to, take her down. And when she does go with that game plan, she might get submitted. So anything can happen with this, for real.
I can see that. I don't know. Her wrestling game is so basic that I kind of don't see it happening. If she went for like some crazy takedowns, like even she doesn't go for like head and arm throws that much, which is rare because all women in MMA seem to do it. She seems to go for decent takedowns, but they seem safe to me. They don't seem like she's ever gonna try and drive through a girl and pick her up and slam her or some shit like that.
It's possible though because of her opponent that she's been working on it, and that might be the game plan. Because why keep it standing? You'll be asking for trouble if you're keeping it standing with Valentina.
Yeah. Trying to think of the best striker that I has fought. And I can't think of. I mean, she fought Zoila Frosto Gurgel back in the day, but she was like way smaller than her. Yeah. Okay. So I'll just say it's gonna be a boring ass 49-foot. No, I'll say it's possibly a split decision win for Shevchenko because nothing's gonna happen. I'm going with it.
With all the shit talking, who knows, man? She might like just knock her out or something. Who knows? This has been a little rough.
Is I talking shit?
It seemed like it. Like her, one of the videos that she posted. I think Valentina was at the Performance Institute, and they videoed her like hitting the bags. And Jessica is like, did she speed up the video to make it look like her hand speeds so fast or some shit? Yeah, talking a little smack like that here and there.
Shout out to the WMMA yearbook, formerly Stephen J. Rivers, because I know he's gonna love the fuck out of this fight. I really wish I was there next to him when this fight happens because he's gonna be in such agony and it's gonna be hilarious. He hates Valentina Shevchenko with a passion, as he does Jessica Ai too. So
what? Why do they hate her so much?
who?
Like just MMA fans in general. Why do they hate Valentina so much?
They find her annoying. It's not. It's. I compare it as to like the female McGregor, because she's very talented. Obviously, we can tell that, but her fans. It's not just Shanna. Shout out to Shanna. A lot of them are like she's a god amongst women. You know, like no one can touch her. She's never faced adversity. She's the best fighter who's ever lived, and it's just a lot of hyperbole. I get why people, but so I think it's more of her fans than actual her. But then I know I've heard so many people talk about her dancing. They hate her dancing. They hate her sister. A lot of people hate the weighing, which I still find funny because, yeah, whatever. Uneducated MMA fans. And I don't know. I just it's I think it's not a game for everyone. Her style, you really got to know. There's so many nuances to it, but it's also it's very intricate. Yes, yet it's also very basic. And I think depending on where you fall on the spectrum, it's like you can see it and just think it's very boring, or you can see it and think it's one of the most beautiful things you've ever seen. It's she's just polarizing in almost every way, I think.
Damn, dude. Yeah, I can't wait. I just want to see what happens, man. And
I am still just I find it so funny the people that are mesmerized by the high kicking synchronized kicks with her sister dance thing. I just find it funny that people hate it so much, and that both sides are funny to me that they find it so intriguing, and the people that find it so annoying. I find both things funny.
yeah, I don't care for it.
Yeah, me either. I don't care, but people are just like, "This is the stupidest shit ever." They get so mad, and then other people are like, "Oh my god, they're like ballerinas." It's like, okay, I don't. I mean, that's impressive. I mean, I can't do that, but oh well. Okay, I'll
Right?
live.
Shit's funny, man. God damn it. MMA Twitter. MMA fans in general.
It's been a while. It's been a while this week, to say
It's
the
it's,
least.
it's been really wild, man.
Mm-hmm. Yes, it has.
Shit.
Anybody who's been on knows what we're talking about. Moving on to the main event.
Yeah,
Are we
let's move
okay
on.
for?
Yeah, I don't go over all that shit.
Yeah, Marlon Moraes versus Henry Cejudo for the bantamweight title.
God.
Um,
Please get knocked the fuck out. Please. I'm
I
sorry.
want to hate. And I know you're talking about Cejudo, and I want to hate him. Maybe it's just my Mexican side that doesn't allow it. I find him annoying, but I also find him charming in a way, not in a way that I want to hang out with him or that he's affable. I find him charming as just that he's so bad he's almost good. Obviously, as an athlete, he's amazing. As a fighter, he's great. As a person, he's he's beyond cringe. But
God, I just
the outfit, he. Oh my god! And it took me a while. It was so weird that it took me a while to understand what he was getting at with the whole magician thing. And I was like, what, why? And then he brought out the snake and I was like, oh, Magic Marlon. Oh, okay, I get it now. I get it now. It's like, fuck, man.
I'm watching that cringy video right now and it's just so awful, man. Just watching him on embedded annoying as fuck.
As I've said before, as I'll say a million times again, he is everybody. We all have an uncle like him. He was like usually a born again Christian, or he's been in AA in 10 years, and he's been in AA for 10 years, and always trying to motivate the youth, but they all just find him annoying. And he's that guy, man.
God.
But as far as the fighting goes, let's talk about that. So, it was very disputed as to who won the fight between him and Demetrius. Did you? I think you said you did have Demetrius winning that fight, right? The
Yeah.
rematch. And
Yeah.
I understand that. And obviously, I think the reason that most people would say that he won that is because of his leg kicks. And Demetrius is a good leg kicker, and obviously, even Cejudo said that he hurt him, but he's not very strong or powerful with his kicks. He was just kind of throwing them by form of attrition. Whereas Moraes is a devastating leg kicker and possibly the strongest kicker in that division. And especially with this karate stance that he's been implementing lately, I don't think that's going to spell good things. The thing with that, though, is also that the counter to a leg kick is a straight right hand, which, Cejudo can crack. that can mean trouble. And obviously, he's a good wrestler, so he can take him down off of those kicks. I think when you look at it skill for skill, I think Cejudo might be the better fighter, but I just don't think he has that pop that Moraes has. And one thing I can't take away is him submitting a Sun Sao. And not because it happened, but I obviously he's a black belt, but I think he just willed it. It seemed like he could have gone for a finish. He could have just gone for the knockout. But once he saw his hurt, like, no, I'm gonna make a point to submit him, which is something that people rarely see me do. Like, I think he made his claim, and I don't think he's gonna stop there. I think he's gonna try to improve off of that. And with his power, and I mean that Aljamain Sterling knockout, that fucking scalping that he gave Rivera. I've always been high on this kid, but I just think it's his time. I'm not gonna go back on it now. I said at the beginning of this year, Marlon Moraes, 2019 champ. I'm gonna stick by it. I think he'll knock him out in the. I was gonna say third, but I'll just go with second round.
Are you happy that it's finally here?
Kind of. I know this might sound surprising. I'm a little. I'm not gonna say upset. It's kind of a weird feeling because I'm almost mad in a way that Ferguson Cerrone's on here, because I think it took away some of the, no pun intended, some of the magic of Cejudo Moraes. Because when this fight got announced, I'm like, oh shit, this is it. This is it. But with Ferguson and Cowboy on the card, it's like everyone's looking forward to that one more for good reason. But it's like I wanted these guys to get all the attention, you know. And right now it seems like it's kind of just like a cherry on top, whereas I wanted it to be the full course meal, you know.
Yeah, it's kind of hard though with Henry being so cringy and. Ugh.
I was kind of looking forward to this too. I mean, I didn't think he'd up it up this much, but I was kind of looking forward to that of all the stupid shit he'd say.
I just want to see a quick finish, a brutal finish, because he's over here talking about how he's gonna knock Marlon out.
I mean, we saw in the Dillashaw fight. I mean, he's got power. Cejudo's always had it. But Moraes, I've never seen in any real trouble. I know Sun Sao staggered him for a second in the first fight, but I also think a Sun Sao probably hits harder than Cejudo.
Yeah, this will be harder. I mean, come on. He's moving up, right?
Yeah, and he's fought at 135 before, and I mean it's not an easy cut for Cejudo most of the time, so this will probably be a benefit to him. But
it's been a while. He's older. I think he packed some muscle too now, right?
Oh, he's jacked, yeah. The thing is, another reason I think I'm gonna pick Moraes is that Cejudo's a pretty fast guy. I think even at flyweight he's pretty fast. Going up, he should be the faster guy, but Moraes is so fast in itself that I don't think it's gonna matter. Yeah. I think if he on his best day, he'll probably be as fast as Moraes, but I don't think that's gonna count for anything.
I'm just glad this fight is finally here, and I hope he knocks him out. Just knocks his ass out, and then we don't see or hear from Henry for a while. Amen.
And then, well, another reason why to probably go for Moraes is that should Cejudo lose, most likely that it kind of assures, well, not assures, but gives the flyweight division a better chance of surviving for a bit. Yeah. Hopefully. We never know, but hopefully. It's like, well, what are you going to do? You're going to keep fighting at bantamweight when you just lost?
Yeah. Restore order, too, because, I mean, it should have been another bantamweight fight, right? It should have been another bantamweight fighter for the belt, but we're playing this game, so. Yeah, and then his friends at, flyweight is just slowly going away. I don't even know how many people are on the rankings right now. Let me check.
I think 12. We're still, yeah, and I think not including him because he's fighting this. So yeah.
Yeah. So.
We'll see. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. So that's gonna do it for the preview. Now we're gonna get into our headlines. And first up, Beck Rawlings. Uh, why am I forgetting her nickname?
Shit.
Rowdy. Oh yeah, Rowdy.
That's
I'm like,
right. I forgot.
Rowdy Beck Rawlings. She's gone at. I know there's been. I'd have been wondering what was going on with her because I know Christine Ferreira had been talking shit for a while that she didn't want to fight her at bare knuckle boxing, but I guess it seems like the reason she's not is that she's gone away from that and she got signed to Bellator. She's going back into MMA. No fights have been announced for her or anything. I guess somebody questioned Heather Hardy about it, and she said that she don't basically said that she don't want that smoke, that she ain't ready for Rawlings. She respects her skill set and her veteranship and her experience, so she wouldn't want to fight her right now. But she would want to fight her in bare knuckle. But maybe that's a ship too far now. But what do you think, Reen, about Beck coming into Bellator? They got a pretty good flyweight division.
Yeah, good move for her because, I mean, does she still get to keep the belt for bare knuckle? She didn't like give it up, right? She's still gonna do both.
I mean, she probably didn't give it up, but I mean, there's no way you can move to another sport and they not strip you, you know, and especially that MMA is. I mean, it should be anyway more taxing on the body than bare knuckle.
Yeah, and that bare knuckle was brutal, man. So hopefully she'll get paid more with Bellator.
Yeah, I mean, they're saying that it's making some money, and hopefully that makes MMA promotions kind of up their salaries for some fighters too, because they know that they have options. But I mean, Elimele is the only one that's coming up to mind because she's a champ. But you know, Valerie Letourneau, that Lara girl, man, how fun would her and Raider girl be? Vita Ortega, Rawlings and Ortega, that could be
Oh,
fun. And just
oh
swanging and
yeah.
banging. But I think it's good. There's no way. I think the rematch has to happen between Elimele and her since it was close. It is like the only close fight that Elimele's had.
Oh yeah, that's right, huh?
But that would be fun.
Right.
I'm sure a lot of people are gonna ask for. I think she's in the weight class. I never know because she always misses weight. Anastasia.
Oh, I forgot she's still with Bellator.
I presume she still is. I don't know for a fact, but I
Interesting.
presume. I don't see why they'd let her go.
That's cool, man. They got Beck. They got Leslie Smith now.
Oh yeah, that's we're gonna talk about that in a second in the matchups. But yeah, Leslie Smith's over there at featherweight nonetheless. But yeah, it should be fun. Should be fun. That's one of the things that came out this week. Speaking of MMA, Bellator MMA, King Mo retired. We didn't mention that earlier with the heap of retirements that came out. Um, Anyone that knows me probably should know that he won't be missed in these parts. I was never a fan of King Mo. He may have been my least favorite fighter ever. I don't think I hated another fighter as much as I hate it. Yes, this includes Ben Askren. Not even Ben Askren I hated as much as this fucking guy. It sounds like he's been hurt a lot lately. I will give him this. He does have one of the most devastating knockouts I've ever seen in my life. I believe it was of Seth Petrozelli in Bellator. He was on top of him, and he did the old Fedor special where he swung the legs to the side and came down with a big punch, and he knocked his ass out cold. That's still one of the craziest knockouts I've ever seen. But I always thought he was boring. I always thought he was a fucking smart ass, and I thought he was one of these guys that acted a lot smarter than he actually was. And the thing that always killed me was that Emmanuel Newton knocked him out with a spinning back fist in hilarious fashion. And he had the balls to tell Emmanuel Newton that he threw it like a bitch, that he had a feminine punch that he got knocked out with. So after that, I never really supported him. But hey, I don't want to see the dude hurt. If he thinks it's the wise choice for him, I mean, I'm glad he's gone for everyone's sake.
Yeah, I mean, why continue? He's 30 years old. He's had what, over 30 fights or something?
Yeah, and he's had so many surgeries and injuries too.
Yeah.
And then he had an extensive wrestling career before that, you know.
So I guess he's gonna still stick around at American Top Team and be a coach.
That'd be good, especially if he's going to do wrestling. I mean, you can't ask for a better coach than that, you know. I mean, that's up there with like Cormier teaching ATT. Like, you got one of the best teachers out there.
Yep. So I think that's a good move for him. I mean, he was on like a 3 or 4 fight losing streak too.
Mm-hmm.
So might as well bow out now, man. Don't
Yeah,
take any more damage.
that Ryan Bader knockout still lingers in my mind. That shit was crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah. But, I mean, good for King Mo. I'll at least give him that respect. I'm not going to talk shit about him after he's done with it, but I'm just going to say I'm glad.
Nice.
Yeah. Another headline. Khabib Nurmagomedov versus Dustin Poirier is officially the main event for UFC 242 taking place in Abu Dhabi.
Oh, finally.
Do you think the layoff will, I mean, this wouldn't be the longest layoff of Khabib's career, but do you think it'll do anything to him? Or even Poirier, because he had a war with Max and he is kind of coming back kind of soon. It'll be less than 6 months.
Well, Khabib, he's still training. I don't think his dad will, allow him to stop training.
He'll beat his ass.
Yeah, so I think he'll be fine. But yeah, Dustin, I don't know, man. We're gonna have to review it for sure. But I don't even know who to pick. Just looking at it right now.
I don't know. Right now that I just said that, I just thought of the fact: what if Khabib actually becomes the great, maybe the GOAT, retires undefeated? Turns out that the only person that could ever beat him was his father.
Shit.
Wouldn't that be some shit?
Hell yeah.
Fucking slamming Khabib around all over the place and shit.
Right.
Like, yeah, that'd be hilarious.
I like this because there's no McGregor to talk about. He's not in the mix anymore with anybody. Nate has a fight. Dustin, Khabib is here. Tony has a fight. Like,
it's kind of back to normal in a way.
Yeah, because who would he fight?
I would say that there's always that. I mean, obviously, there's always the possibility that he gets booked for a fight before this anyway. I mean, I don't think it'll be a very good possibility, but there is that. But I would think that the UFC would not want to get involved in like having Conor ringside for this, you know. But even if that was the case, they would think twice about it because they're going to be in a very heavily Orthodox Muslim country, and he hasn't exactly been nice to the Muslim people. And let's just get into it. And the UAE, the United Arab Emirates, where Abu Dhabi takes place, they're not exactly kind to foreigners to the point where women who get raped there get arrested because adultery is illegal. So the Muslims don't fuck around over there is what I'm saying.
Yeah. Dude, yep. So I'm just glad he doesn't have like a dance partner. I don't think he ever will. Not for a while. I mean, he seems almost desperate because I think I saw an article about him like maybe fighting, Floyd again. He's fishing.
Yeah, that's also Floyd fishing too, though. I mean, if you're gonna do it for money, I mean, do it for money, I guess. But I think to me, the allure's gone. I mean, the allure is there if he fights Ferguson, if he fights even Cowboy, win or lose this weekend. Cowboy, fuck, maybe even Iaquinta, because it's like, well, he should win that fight, but you never know. But I just want to see an actual fight that actually has intrigue, that actually has stakes.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, because I mean, even if he did fight Floyd, like, is it going to be the same value, the same amount of money? Are they going to like break records? No, he's been losing, man.
Yep, true that.
People would say, in the boxing world, would say, yeah, he gave up because he tapped. So.
Yeah. So that does it. That does it for headlines for now. So we're gonna get into some recently announced matchups, and we're gonna start with Leslie Smith. We just mentioned her a little while ago. Yeah, she'd been signed to Bellator not too long ago, and now she has an opponent, Sinead Kavanagh, which is the most Irish name I've ever heard. This is the equivalent of like. This is the Irish equivalent of like a Mexican name, like Maria del Rosario Garcia Gonzalez, like Sinead Kavanaugh. Jesus Christ! Just in case you didn't believe that she was Irish, but this is interesting. Leslie Smith going up in weight, a lot of weight. Sinead Kavanaugh is an actual featherweight, but she's not very good. I expect Leslie to win this fight. I hope it's entertaining because I don't know. I don't know what to really make of Sinead. But
Her
Leslie Smith,
nickname is KO.
yeah, but she's not really a KO machine. I don't know where that came from. Maybe it was meant ironically.
Interesting. Yeah, I'm just pulling her up right now, so trying to see what's up.
Yeah. So there's that fight. But I mean, it's always fun. It's always a good time when Leslie Smith is fighting.
Yeah,
So,
good to
so
see her back.
shout outs to Leslie, man. Another fight that got announced. It's a last minute fight, I guess. Well, not last minute, but Cody Stamann was supposed to fight Rob Font, but he got injured, so now it's going to be Rob Font versus John Lineker 2. It's a rematch, and we're obviously giant John Lineker fans here, but it's even cooler because he gone on a tirade earlier this week or last week about how mad he was at the UFC, almost even telling them that they should cut him if they're not going to use him. So he got his wish, and Rob Font's a great fighter. It was a fun fight the first time around. I don't expect it to be any less fun this time around.
Yeah. Part 2. Wait, didn't Lineker win the first one too?
He did, and that was I was a Lineker fan even then, but I was like, I don't know how he can beat Font. He's so big. He beat the shit out of that boy.
Dude,
Yep.
might be the same again.
Font's gotten better. I mean, this is gonna be a really, really interesting fight. Who did he just not? I think Almeida was his last win. Knocked out Almeida. I'm pretty sure that was the one.
Oh, was it?
Yeah, that I think it was a head kick. Yeah,
I'll look it up.
yeah, but that should be fun. Font's, like I said, Font's gone better, but Lineker's still Lineker, and Lineker's not a guy you want to fight once, much less twice. And especially after losing to him. I mean, I guess you could say you're gonna fix your mistakes and come back better, but you still got to fight Lineker, and that's still fucking terrifying.
Yep, seriously.
Yeah,
Bad
that's taking place at UFC Greenville. It's happening.
South Carolina.
Yeah, South Carolina, Greenville, South Carolina, and I believe that's next month. So it should be fun. Another fight. James Vick is gonna fight Dan Hooker. This is happening next month. This is gonna happen on the ESPN card in San Antonio. Don't like James Vick. I love Dan Hooker. Going Dan Hooker here.
Right?
I just hope he's okay after. I just hope he's okay after Barboza disemboweled him in December.
Oh yeah. And then Vic got destroyed by Justin.
No. He lost to Felder last.
Yeah, but he got destroyed by Justin Gaethje.
Before that, yeah.
Because he was on a good winning streak there, and then he met Justin after all that shit talking.
That's why you don't call people the R word.
All that shit talking and gets knocked out like in a minute and shit.
Homer Simpson's still dangerous, man.
Yeah, and then Paul Felder's got like 2 jobs and couldn't get it done then either. So
yeah,
Felder's a bad man. He's still a bad man. A little bit older. Yeah, he's 35. Damn, dude.
Felder?
Yeah, that's a lot of miles, man.
I know, but I know what white people aren't supposed to age well, but he's aging really good, especially for a ginger.
Yep. Uh-huh.
Hey. Easy there. I forgot about all that. I got you, then I got my lady in the background saying the same shit. But at least Elias got cut, so she can't look at him anymore.
I wonder what he's gonna be doing.
Well, Invictus tomorrow, I'm sure he'll be there.
Or the ring boy?
Yeah. Sure he'll be doing that. One last fight. I just read about it right before we got on air. Gabriel Benitez is going to fight our boy Sadiq Youssef at 241 here in Anaheim. I'm just excited anytime Youssef fights, but Gabriel Benitez, he's no joke. Youssef just beat Moraes.
Yeah.
Shimon Moraes. I'm not sure what Benitez's last fight was, but I know he's been getting better. I know he's been at AKA. Shit, Mexican and Nigerian. We saw this with Gaslam and fucking Izzy. This could be some shit, man. This could be like the new Mexicans and Koreans.
Dude, I was wondering when Sadiq would get another fight.
This is not a quick turnaround, but it's a decent turnaround. They obviously want to use the kid, you know.
Yeah,
They
seriously.
know he's got some attention on him.
That's a good one. That's a good card on too. 241.
Yeah, it's banging,
Yep.
banging. Yep. Oh, before we get into our news story, because we're basically done with the MMA stuff, I didn't want to pass tweet of the week. I almost forgot. So tweet of the week this week goes to the BJJ boy. New follow I just had at the BJJ boy, and he tweeted, "When the two weird kids from school start hanging out with each other," and it's a picture of Jessica I with her bulletproof vest and her camo pants, and Cejudo making a fist with his crown and his UFC belt and his cape.
I
I
just
thought,
saw that.
yeah,
That shit is so funny, man.
yeah, and
Cringe.
you can tell they were just such awkward kids in high school. It's so fucking funny. So shout outs to the BJJ boy, man. Good shit. Get
Man,
tweet of the week.
I thought you were gonna choose yourself as tweet of the week. That tweet
Which one?
with all the poor names.
Oh god. Well, that I didn't start that one. I just replied to it, but yeah, it took it. Yeah, I lied. It took me like maybe like 6, 7, 10 minutes, but yeah, I was kind of proud of that one.
Yeah, that was fucking pretty good, man. I was cracking up.
I don't want to be the guy to nominate myself for Twitter League, but I appreciate it if you nominate me. So I'll
Yeah,
take the honorable mention, I guess.
Mariam Wankamoto.
Yeah, shout outs to Miriam. It's funny because somebody might read that and think I'm a misogynist piece of shit, which I'm not. Well, at least not all the time. Or they might think that I hate all these women, but no, I these are mostly women that I like and some of my favorite women's MMA fighters. But I decided to honor them by defiling their names.
That was great, man.
Thank you, thank you.
Yeah.
But that's gonna do it for MMA. So we're gonna go into our news story of the week. News story is the headline is California man defends giant concrete swastika amid backlash. So this dude actually, do you know where this is? I'm trying to read where the El Sobrante. I've never heard. That doesn't sound like it's anywhere near here.
I think so. I think it is up here somewhere.
It sounds like some hilly area where crazy white people live. That's just me though. Anyway, this guy constructed. Oh, if you find it, let me know. But this guy constructed a giant concrete swastika. It's 10 foot by 10 feet, and he put it in his front yard, and people were obviously concerned. And he got on the news, and he didn't want to call it a swastika. He labeled it a quote design and a Tibetan symbol. So he tried to pull the smart ass thing of like, well, Nazis weren't the only people to use swastikas, but much like the Hitler mustache, you can't rock that shit anymore. So here's some of his quotes. He said, that Nazi stuff happened like 80 years ago. Get over it, I guess.
Oh my god.
Dude. And in more of his defense, he says, I like swastikas, he said. I think they look cool. I didn't do it to get attention. I'm not a worshiper of Nazis. I just thought it'd be a cool thing to put in there.
I just looked it up. Yeah, it's close to the Bay Area.
Oh, yeah, it makes sense.
Oh my god. What the fuck, man?
I genuinely believe he's most likely not even a racist dude. He's just some crazy fucking asshole. He's just some dumb piece of shit who thinks that the world revolves around him, you know?
What the fuck, man?
Yeah, and here's the real kicker. Here's the real kicker. The swastika, the Nazi swastika is it's kind of unique from other swastikas, and the reason is because the corners tilt right. Most other ones from other cultures go counterclockwise, but he made him tilt right. So it for sure looks like a Nazi swastika as much as he wants to say that it's not. So
This thing is awful. I'm looking at the picture right now. What the fuck?
yeah, and this was his closing statement too. I don't feel bad about putting it in. I feel bad about everybody making such a big deal about it. It's what America stands for. God damn it, I love that line. It's what America stands for. It's my property, my choice. A few people don't like it, and now I have to remove it. I enjoy it.
Wow. Fuck, man.
Yeah, so Steven Johnson. Steven Johnson's his name. I don't think I've said that yet, but this fucking guy, yeah, you're not a smart man.
NorCal. What the fuck? I wonder
I
if he
mean,
got meth or something.
we both have to claim him because he is in Cali, Reen, but I'm just glad he's closer to you than he is to me.
And he's in the Bay Area, which is wow. All right. Surprised
Yeah,
you're not getting your ass beat, but okay.
yeah. I mean, imagine if you tried that shit in Oakland,
Seriously,
like in Oakland proper, you know?
he's like close to Richmond, and Richmond's kind of hood. I wouldn't go there late at night. I wouldn't cross the damn train tracks. That's for fucking sure. Not in Richmond. Shit, we used to have like shootings, like on the freeway, close
Damn.
to Richmond. Yeah, 80. They used to have like shootings way back in the day, like gang initiation shit. Like, no, you don't want to be near that.
Yeah, the problem's probably been the same with you as it has over here. Like it was really bad 15 years ago, maybe, but basically since like I got out of school, there's been a lot less gang violence around here. Maybe it's gentrification, maybe a lot of police actually doing good work, but
Yeah.
it was bad over here too for a while.
Yeah, man. Why you gotta fucking be an asshole?
Well, I think it's more of him being a dumbass, but I mean, in turn, definitely makes him out to be an asshole. Just, oh God, just be smart, people.
Yeah.
I'm not in the, as if you've heard this show long enough, Brian and I are not ones to be easily offended, and I'm not offended by this. It's just, God damn it, how stupid can you be? Sometimes utter stupidity does offend me, and maybe I am offended by this.
This took a lot of work because if you look at it, you're like, I mean, wow. I can't believe how big it is.
That's what she said.
I walked into that.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, like the way he placed it in his yard, like he put in a lot of work, man. But he didn't put in work to see how it might affect people or what it actually means or none of that.
I think even neo Nazis would like take a step back, like, damn, bro, like, did you have to go all out? You know, like,
Right?
just be a little bit subtle.
Dude, man. Is he gonna put like flowers in it and shit? What is this? I mean, is this supposed to be like a flower bed or what is it? It's in his fucking front yard.
Oh God,
It's
damn.
so odd, man. Fucking
Stupid
idiot.
people. Stupid people, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. But that's gonna do it for us tonight. So I want to thank everybody for listening. Catch the fights. It's an awesome card this week, and I'm sure you guys won't miss it. Please catch Invicta if you guys are listening to this. This will be Friday, so it'll be on tonight on Fight Pass. I'm telling you, it's not just because I wrote an article for her, although I do thank her greatly for that. But Alessia Zappatella, she's a great fighter, man. She's a tiny little girl, but she's a powerhouse, and she's fighting another tiny girl who's also a powerhouse. But I expect her to take the win. I'll be psyched if she does. And Karina Rodriguez, Loma, all the girls on that card should be some good old fun. And the Rodriguez Bennett fight is a part of the flyweight tournament they have going on, so you can look forward to that as well. But that's my little promo. You can find me at Juice_MMA on Twitter and Instagram. You can find the podcast at iFox with Juice on Twitter and Instagram. Reen, where are you at?
Fox with you on Instagram and Twitter.
And yeah, that's pretty much it. Once again, thanks for listening wherever you are listening. Rate, like, subscribe, do that whole thing, and we'll catch you on next week. Thank you.
See ya. You dumb bitch, why don't you just put up your ass?